Alright, hey guys, I'm here today to bring you a My Palette collection of 2016, and yes, I know, it is like the beginning of 2017, but I never got around to filming this in 2016, and I kind of just wanted to show you like where I was at, slash where I am at, because I mean, it hasn't changed a whole lot in the first few weeks of 2017. I actually do have a few palettes on the way here as we speak, but that would obviously be my 2017 collection. So I want to say almost all of these I actually bought in 2016. I think there was one that I didn't, but I'm just going to include it because it was like my very first palette that I finally purchased. And I'm not kidding when I say I didn't only really got into makeup like mid to end of 2015, and mostly 2016 is when I've really got into it. And my chair is making so much noise, I'm not appreciating this. So these are all the palettes I've accumulated through the year, and we're just gonna go right into it. Yeah. Okay, now, to start it off, was this palette that I can link it to you down below. I bought this, like, beginning of college because I realized I had, like, zero makeup. I was still using, like, an Ulta eyeshadow set from, like, years ago. Like, it was a couple years old and it was getting really gross, and the eyeshadows weren't good to begin with. Not that these are a whole lot greater. I got it off Amazon. It was like $7 or $8, and it's like, it's one of these, and it has two layers, and some of the eyeshadows like shattered in here from like traveling, and overall I haven't used this a ton. I bought this because I was like, oh my god, all these crazy colors, and so many of them aren't pigmented. Some are really greatly pigmented, but most aren't. By the end of it, pretty much everything I was using was coming from this area and here, all these like golds and bronzes and shimmers and metallic kind of colors, which kind of started like my love for those kinds of colors. So this was definitely like fun because I got to play around with it, and I definitely used like some of the crazier colors here, but I largely used like these like bronzy shades, and you can see some of these I almost am like in the bottom of because I use them like every single day, and honestly just like these three rows, love. And then the next one I purchased myself. I'm pretty sure I got this for myself. I mean, it was definitely on sale. I almost want to say it was like my birthday or something, and it's where you get like a nice deal at Ulta. Oh my god, I just whacked myself with this. That hurts so bad. But, so I did get this palette from Ulta. I know these are $20, and I bought this. I was looking, there was like 5 of them out on the shelf. I don't know, there might still be more now. I don't remember. But I bought this, and I bought it solely for the purpose of this shadow for the most part, because it reminded me of Aliens, and this part because it just looked gorgeous. And like I said, this is the Metals palette, so it was kind of just like a branching off of me working with all those like really cool golds and stuff like that, and like shimmers and bronzes and blah blah blah. I have to admit I did not use this palette a ton. This I could probably also give away, but there's just like some shades in here that like I really can't let go of. Like, I think this is a beautiful shade. It's like a nice deep metallic blue. I think this one's gorgeous. I think this one's really nice, and I like this one sometimes, depending on how like willing I am to work with it. I mean, they are a little chalky. I mean, they're like, they're not the best quality, but they're not bad. There's definitely like a color to them. Like this decent one right here is quite pretty actually, but all in all, they kind of just can end up looking like muddy sometimes. Like, I'll honestly use these a lot as like a crease shade or like a highlighting shade. Like, these I kind of use for like just highlighting on the inner corner of an eye look that's completely used with another palette, or like these I'll use in like the crease again with like a completely different palette. Like, I kind of will just use like one color in like my whole eye look with like another palette. Does that make sense? The next palette that I got, this was a gift actually from my best friend, and I had been dying for this palette for, oh my god, ever since it came out and I saw it and I was like, oh, I was like, that is gorgeous. this, like, how is this a real thing? I was like, this is so beautiful, but at the time I wasn't crazy into makeup, so I couldn't even come close to justifying a $50 makeup purchase for myself because I, like I said, was not into makeup at the time. I was just kind of like admiring, still kind of somewhat getting into it. But this is the Urban Decay Electric Palette, and oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. This, when I got this, I was like crying partially, and I would use this every single day for everything, and oh my god, there's so many pictures of me in it, and every time I look at them, I love them. I personally can come up with like so many different stuff from these, and I know this is definitely not considered a very realistic everyday palette, but I kind of don't care about that, and so I just love to mash like any color I can find on here on my eye. Like I will mash. I would easily have this palette on my face like right now, no questions asked. But oh my god, I love this palette to death. If you want to see any pictures with me of it, it's on my Instagram. You're probably gonna have to go hunting a little bit because I haven't worn it in a little bit just because I've been playing with other palettes, but if I ever go for a bright eye, oh my goodness, you better believe this is like the first thing I reach for. The next palette that I purchased for myself was the Naked Urban Decay Smoky palette. This, funny story, I actually got for $10 because it was on a crazy good sale it was just on a crazy good sale, and then I had a whole bunch of Ulta Beauty Rewards points, which brought it down to $10. So I mean, in the end, I kind of spent more because I paid for the Ulta Rewards points, but in the end, it was $10 on the bill. So I purchased this, and it was kind of just for me to see how I felt about the Urban Decay Naked shadows. I know this isn't like the Naked palettes, it is the smoky one, but I wanted to give it a shot to see like pigmentation because like I said, I was getting very good results from this one, and I thought I would try it out. I am not really used to very neutral looks, so I thought I would like this more than the Naked palettes anyway, and I really, really like this. I don't use it a ton because like I said, if I'm going for a crazy look, it's probably really colorful, not really natural, and so this is almost too natural for me, but there are definitely some gorgeous shades in here, some absolutely beautiful shades. I use like this right here all the time, and then I really don't touch the mattes. I'm like a super shimmery person, so I definitely go for those first. So these get like hit like all the time, and then I'll just like kind of like swipe lightly over this like, what is it, smolder color right here, and use that in the crease like all the time because it is so pretty. It's like almost a black, like that's how purple it is. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. It almost looks like a bruise. And I'm like, yeah, I want to look like a bruise. I then purchased for myself the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. And this, I also had stared at it for like last year. And I was like, no, Shelby, you don't need that in your life. You don't need to spend that money on a makeup palette. You can be strong. You can find these colors elsewhere. You don't need that. And then it went out of stock. And Shelby was very sad for a very long time. So this year I picked it up for myself, and I am so, so, so happy I did. Honestly, if it came down to it, I could easily throw away all my other palettes and just use this. Because these are the shades I go to the most. Like, even if you look at my other palettes in shades that I like have these kinds of colors, these are the colors I gravitate towards instantly. Like I was saying in the Amazon palette, I gravitate towards golds and shimmers and stuff like that, and that's what this entire palette is. Like, oh my god, this has my name on it. I don't know what I was thinking when I was like, I don't need that, but first off, the smell is really nice, and I love this. I've never opened up this little thing here. I'm pretty sure this is like all the eye looks. I've never even pulled it out of here because I was like, I don't need that, and I think this is so pretty. Like, I can't deal with it. It's so freaking. But my favorite ones have to be the Peanut Brittle shade and this Nuts About You shade. And then next one would definitely be the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette, which this was my first ever this was my first ever like everything purchase, so I don't even know why I would say that, but it was because I started watching Kathleen Lights like mid-summer to end of summer and instantly fell in love with her. I think she's a beautiful human being from what I can see on YouTube, and I find her very inspirational and down to earth, and I really enjoy watching her. So when she came out with this Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette, I thought I would give it a go. It was only $15. It did go out of stock, but I know they restocked it, but I'm making it before they restocked it, so obviously I don't want to say it's still up because it's probably gonna run out again since they have to restock it. But I love this so much, and it is so amazing how like on the go it can be. Like, it is so compact and a nice sturdy case, and these pigments are really nice. Can I just say that? Like, this palette would make me consider purchasing more Morphe, and because these colors are so pretty. Like, this whole like quad here is gorgeous. I mean, these colors down here are perfect for highlights, for all over the lid, for like crease colors. These are gorgeous crease colors. I love this standing out green color. I mean, this like berry one and this like mustard one are what like get me the most because I think they're like gorgeous. But all in all, this palette has gotten me so many looks, and like you can kind of see like the divots I've made, especially this one, this beautiful gold. You can see like the divots I've made in a lot of these colors. I used this for like 2 months straight. I loved it so much. I would use it every single day, and you can get such a nice natural eye out of it. You can get a nice like crazy eye out of it. Obviously if it was my palette, I'd probably throw in a little more crazy colors like this green one, but all in all, I think it's a really, really gorgeous palette, and I love it, and it always makes me feel good to like, you know, support a YouTuber that I really like, so that's cool. The continuation of supporting YouTubers, I went and purchased the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. Very similar story to this one, where I saw last year when you don't need that, Shelby. There's don't need to pay that money. You don't need it. And then this year I went, you know what? I mean, I said all this before in my like Christmas video, but I've been a follower of Graveyard Girl pretty much since her YouTube channel started. She kind of is what made me fall in love with YouTube and made me want to start a YouTube channel. I think she is also a very beautiful individual from what I can tell on YouTube, and this palette is gorgeous. This packaging is amazing. The like wood grain texture, like the like foiled lettering, the gator, oh my god, just all of it. I love it. And it has a nice beautiful mirror on the inside, and these colors are so pretty. And I don't want to go crazy in depth on it because I talked about it in my Christmas 2016 video, so I don't want to go crazy in depth because I know I talked about it for probably like 10 minutes on there, but I just think this is kind of what made me fall in love with more girly colors, because I think these pigments are adorable. I mean, yes, but they're really nice, and I finally started using these more on my face. They're actually all over my face today. I did use the contour very lightly because it's a very warm color, and so it like, I feel like I'm wearing like blinkers on my face when like I have it on because it's so warm. I try to be very light-handed, and I am wearing the blush, which I never thought in a million years I'd be wearing a blush, but I love it. And I am wearing the highlight very like lightly on my face, but whatever. I tried. But I think this is a very, 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 very gorgeous palette, and I love it so much. Next palette I purchased was the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and this palette, it's okay. Shelby, everyone loves this, shut up. No, I have to be honest, I mean, I gave it a pretty review in my Christmas video 2016, which again, if you want to, actually no, don't even go and listen to that, because I definitely have formed a better opinion of it than I did then. I played with it more, and I will say it's never going to be like a favorite of mine, but I definitely can get some good looks out of this, and I did decide to keep it because I'm like, okay, Shelby, everyone else on planet Earth loves this palette. What is wrong with you? Like, what? Like, are you missing something? Are you doing something wrong? But, so I played with this more. Like I said, this will never ever be a favorite. It's just not my kind of colors, which, like, is on me. I'm absolutely not blaming them at all. It's just not my kind of colors. But I did give it a go, and I could definitely form, Shelby, you're blinding. I can definitely form some very beautiful looks with this, and I love the range of colors that there are, and I would definitely suggest this for like lots of people. Like, I know family members of mine that love this palette, and I mean, go for it. Like, I'm very happy for them that they enjoy it. And the two palettes that I literally received within days of each other were the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette and the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. I'm going to go into this one first so that I can end on a very, very high note. This one is a very recent purchase. I purchased this because I was so happy with the, what is that called? Electric palette, I think. I was very, very happy with that. So I was like, you know what? They're going for it. They're making basically a huge electric palette just with a lot more options. So I was like, I'm gonna go for it. And I bought it. And then I looked at the reviews afterwards, which I feel like that's never a good idea. Never. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And then afterwards I started reading the reviews and everyone was like so mad about it. Like they did not like it. They were so upset about the Urban Decay. They were upset about this palette. They did not like it. They were complaining about the pigmentation. They were complaining about everything. And I was like, well, Shelby, what did you just do? But I decided to continue on with my purchase. I did not change it. I got it because I was like, no, I need to know this for myself. And I do plan on making, oh, I got a sparkle. I do plan on making a full video dedicated to this palette with my full opinion on it, because if I went into it right now, it would be like a full-on thing. But I can see where people are coming from because it is not the pigmentation of the electric palette, but so I definitely can see that it is not Urban Decay standards, at least from like Urban Decay products that I have and the ones that I've played with before, like with my friends and stuff. But it is not Urban Decay standards. That is for sure. I will agree with that 100%. But I don't think you can say this is a bad palette, at least not in my perspective. I mean, the layout is genius. The ability to like use like how they found such different tones of the colors, even though they're like kind of the same color, but they're like different options. I think the versatility of this is amazing. And all in all, I do think it is workable shadows. It is not impossible. There are definitely some that are better than others, but I don't think it's an impossible palette. The very last palette of 2016 that I got was the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This, I kind of caved in because ever since I saw this and ever since I've been on YouTube, this has always been like a huge, huge, huge obsession. And I was watching videos on this one, or should I go with the semi-sweet, and everyone was kind of saying like the original chocolate bar is like, it's the chocolate bar, like you need to go for it. And finally I caved in and I purchased this. The smell is great. I'm so happy with this. I'm like, cannot explain how happy I am with this purchase. I mean, first off, I think these colors are gorgeous. Second off, I think they suit me amazingly because browns look awesome with blue eyes, and I love this palette. I think it is so pretty, and I love how like it makes me want to do somewhat more natural looks. I won't say it's like totally natural, but I really like it, and the pigmentation is amazing, and just I'm really enjoying it. Like this is the palette that I'm really into right now, is this one. But yeah, so lots more to come for 2017. I'm so excited for the new year, and I feel like I'm gonna say that in like every video until probably like March. It's gonna take 3 months for this to wear off for me, but as always, everything will be linked down below, my website and my Instagram, which is everything I use. Super exciting me, Shelby. As always, have faith, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!